Uncle Claude here, and every year around this time, and of course, we know it is Dr. Martin Luther King's Day, even though a certain president really desecrated it, but I digress. Every year, we're given the example of Dr. King having a dream. We're given the example, if more Negroes were and they don't use the word Negro anymore, or more black people, you need to act more like Dr. Martin Luther King. And maybe if you pull yourselves up by the bootstraps, this, that, and the third. All that malarkey, like we haven't been the hardest working people and didn't build this country. But Dr. King got killed not because of his I Have a Dream speech, not just because he spoke out against the war in Vietnam, but because of this here. And I'm just going to let you see and hear for yourself.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with. And this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
They don't teach you that, Dr. King, in these so-called history books, do they? And you know what? It is high time for us to come get our checks. This is not a handout, as they like to tell you. It is services owed and rendered to us. It is high time that we stop being scared and do what we have to do to get our reparations as a people. It's no longer cool to just talk about it, but it's time for us to be about it. Let's see how many of us actually get the message. And let's see if white America really is down with Dr. Martin Luther King. And we already know the answer. And if they're not, then we have to act accordingly and do what we've always done and fight for our rights. Uncle Claude signing out. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. And as Dr. King so eloquently said, we are coming for our check.